All right, welcome, seniors class of 21. We appreciate you taking the time to come in here and listen to what I have to say. Got some really good information we're going to share with you, but before we get going, I just want to say a big thank you first. Because understand, you guys are really the leadership on the campus when it's all said and done. It's not the administrators, it's not the teachers, it's the senior class who leads how a campus is going to respond in times of crisis or times of issue. And y'all done a fantastic job over the last couple of weeks of coming in here and going with the flow and wearing masks when, we all want to take them off and throw them. We can't stand them. And then, walking in the one-way hallways, figuring out ways to get to your classes on time. Just really appreciate the effort that you're putting out there. But not only that, the role model you're being for the sophomores and for the juniors. So I really appreciate that. I really do. But I need a favor from you. And here's the favor that I need. We've got to find a way to build the community back at Allen High School. When I talked to the class of 20, whenever they graduated, one of the biggest things we heard from them was we feel like we've lost our sense of community because when everything happened in March, everything stopped. So it's going to be your charge as a senior class to look at how can we build this sense of community back. I plan on sharing some information that's going to shed some light on what some things might look like athletic events. What's the student section going to look like? I'll talk about the graduation, homecoming information, the fact that we don't necessarily have pep rallies, but what is it going to look like? Because I'm still going to try to get things happening. We're going to have a senior sunrise spirit event that's going to occur over the stadium. We're going to talk about a lot of these things. But I need your leadership on the campus. Because if it messes up, all this stuff gets taken away from us, and we don't want to go back there. But I need you to help build that sense of community. Before I get going too deep in this, explaining this, I'm going to hand this over real quick. Mr. Russell, our executive principal, has joined us. He's going to address you just for a few seconds.
Thank you, Mr. Neely. Good afternoon, guys. Thank y'all for joining us this afternoon. So, over the last week, what's been over a week now, I've had an opportunity to go around and talk to kids at lunch, talk to them at privilege periods, some of the classrooms. And I want to see if y'all agree with this, because the general consensus is it's weird. Like, do y'all agree with that? I mean, that word kind of sums it up. It's weird. We're sitting however many feet apart. We're all wearing masks. We're all doing this thing, and it's weird. And so I 100% guarantee this is not the senior year that any of you guys were hoping for. Am I right? But you know what? We're going to do our very best to make this senior year as special as we can. Mr. Neely's already kind of talked about it a little bit, but we're working on trying to make some things special for you guys as seniors. Some senior-only things and just doing our very best to make it as special as we can, because we know it's not the senior year you wanted. I mean, heck, half your friends are not even here. They're at home working virtually. And so we are going to work. That's my pledge to you guys, is that we're going to work to try to make this as special as we can, okay? While Mr. Neely's talking, feel free, take your phones out, take pictures of the slides as they pop up. If something you're not going to remember, take a picture of it, because there's some really good information. And then know, too, that for your virtual friends, if you're talking with any of them later, we're going to record one of these sessions and put it out so that they can watch it later, okay? All right, Mr. Neely, I'll turn it back over to you, sir.
All right, so I'm going to try to shed a little light on what it's going to look like at athletic events, because it won't look like this right now. And y'all know that. You can see whenever you came into the PAC right now, you have multiple rows that are shut down, multiple chairs that are shut down. You're kind of, isolated, I guess, if you will. There'll be a limited number of seats, whether it's at an event in our competition gym, an event in our auxiliary gym, or an event over at the facilities at our stadium or baseball, whatever it might be. There's going to be a limited number of seating. That's the first thing you need to understand. You're going to have to maintain social distancing. Let me talk about what it's going to look like here on our campus first, because volleyball starts up this Tuesday, and there'll be events and things that kids can come to. Plus, we're also going to work to broadcast these things virtually as well. And we're going to encourage you not only to attend, but if you can attend or you choose not to, it's your choice. We're not going to say you have to. We're also going to encourage you to go to these things virtually and support your classmates virtually, because we're going to push all this stuff. Every link that we get for an event that's going to be broadcast live, we're going to push it through Canvas as well, through our student life course. So you guys will know where this is the link coming for the football game, this is the link coming for the volleyball, basketball, whatever it might be, okay? But with that being said, let's talk about what it's going to look like in our gym. In our gym, you will still have the ability to purchase tickets the day of the game if needed, if they're available still. Once you go into the gym, obviously you're going to have a mask on to gain entrance. The student section will have every other row shut off, just like you see here. And just like you see on this, we have the green dots, if you will, the green tape. Just like we have in our pack, we have in our other areas, our cafeteria and pack, we had some dots set up on certain tables. You guys know I need to sit where the dot is. That way I know that I'm social distancing. It'll be the same thing there. We're going to ask you to sit where the darts are located. If you guys can't do that, we're going to end up having to shut the student section down. And what you need to hear is y'all are the only district that I'm aware of right now in our local DFW area that I'm aware of locally that's having a student section at all. Let that sink in for a second. We fought really hard to make sure that we could try to provide something like this for you as much as we could. But they're not going to have student sections. At our stadium across the street, traditionally we had that center section, which you guys have all probably either been a part of, or you've seen it, or you're involved in other things. You know what's kind of happens. The way it'll look now in just our student section is this. Only 410 students will be allowed in our student section. That right there holds between 800 to 1,000 kids traditionally. We are going to, however, spread our student section out to where it's not just the one section directly behind the goalpost, for you guys that know what I'm talking about. It's going to run from the goalpost all the way around to where the visiting fence is. The other thing at this facility is this. If you are a freshman or younger, you are not allowed to be in any of our student sections. You will sit with your family. The only people that get the privilege of having a true student section are those that come to Allen High School. So it's a privilege. If we don't do a good job with it, however, they will take it away from us. So you must maintain the social distancing. The way it'll work is I control who ID numbers, and I send ID numbers over to our facilities. And those ID numbers I turn in, they're the ones that get to purchase tickets. They will go on sale Monday, or I think it's Monday the week of. They will sell out. I will allow our student section leaders in a little bit early because they're going to help me set up and they're going to run some certain things for me. I'll allow seniors to come in early so y'all can have first pick of where y'all get to sit, and then I'll open it to all the underclassmen. All right? But it's important to understand it's going to sell out. It's going to look a little bit differently. But we can't get discouraged by that. We can still do virtual watch parties, just like we're doing with the Dallas Stars and things right now, right? We're used to that. We can do that. Okay, graduation. Graduation is still scheduled for May 21st, 7:30 p.m. Nothing's changed with that. As of right now, we'll have to follow whatever guidelines they give us as far as large gatherings go. But just like last year, I'm going to promise this group as well, you're having a graduation. It's going to happen. Just like we made it happen for the last group, we'll make it happen here also. We're going to figure a way out to make it happen, regardless of what those restrictions are. Our super hope is that these things slowly get lifted throughout the year as we maintain the mask and maintain and do the right thing, and we can have a truly traditional graduation. If not, we'll adapt. We'll make it happen, though, okay? So graduation will happen. The other reason I have this up here is this. Cap and gown distribution and cap and gown being passed out to you and the measurements and things, it's going to be different. You're going to receive an email pushed out through your Allen ISD email address. So if you don't check it regularly, I need you to start doing that. The email will come from Dallas Balfour, and they're going to send specific information about cap and gown. And specifically, they'll talk about how to measure certain things, because they're not going to be here to try things on or show the packages to you. There's no paper you can hand to you. It's all going to be sent to you electronically. We're all paperless right now. Once you purchase it through them, they'll send it through to me. I will help distribute it to you. If you're a virtual learner, the virtual learners will end up having some sort of curbside, some sort of drive-through pickup as we did in the past for laptops and things like that, okay? If you want to get ahead of this, and your parents are like mine were, they were so happy their baby was graduating, they wanted to go ahead and order the announcements and order, the invitations and all these different things like that. If they want to go ahead and do that, go to DallasBalfour.com. They have all that stuff that's available. You want to start looking at pricings and look at these different things they have there? Go to DallasBalfour.com. It's already up and ready. Go to Dallas Balfour. You click on Allen High School. It'll have all the promotions and things they have specifically for Allen High School that we endorse. All right? So check your email for the graduation pieces. Homecoming. Homecoming is about a little bit over a month away. We are having a homecoming. Okay? Now, with that being said, the game is going to be October 16th. We play Tyler Legacy. They used to be called Tyler Lee. Tyler Legacy. We are having court nominations. Homecoming court nominations will be sent out through the Canvas Life course. It'll be sent out for the week of September 14th. From the week of 14th to the 18th, nominations will occur. We'll take our top group for nominations, our top 5, which is what we normally do. And then we'll end up having our voting. Voting will occur between the 21st of September to October 9th. That following week is homecoming. We'll have all the traditional stuff for homecoming. We'll have a dress-up days all throughout. All that stuff will be shared out to you. And then we will crown the king or queen at the stadium. Hopefully, we'll see. Depends on what, when I say hopefully, it depends on what UIL rules are. UIL, as of right now, is not allowing anybody that's not participating in either a football game or participating in the spectacle of like the performance, the cheerleaders, that sort of stuff. So like parents or homecoming that may not be allowed. We have to wait and see what those rules state. But it will get crowned, whether it's there or we crown it virtually. It's popped up on the Jumbotron. We're still going to have that happen, okay? As far as the homecoming dance, we're going to have information rolled out to you next week, specific about homecoming dance and how it will look different. Okay? Y'all need to understand that. All right? So we're going to talk about specifically that next week. Okay. This originally was called the Senior Sunrise Spirit Pep Rally. Actually, we originally call it Senior Sunrise, but somebody stole it, and they took that name already, and they had a senior thing, so we had to kind of make it up as we went, change it a little bit. So, Senior Only Spirit Rally. Here's how this is going to work. We're going to have this at the stadium September 25th. It'll happen before school. The gates will open at 7:50, and it's for seniors only. No underclassmen allowed whatsoever. Band will be there, cheerleaders will be there, drill team, color guard. Everybody will get to perform. We'll have an MC. I plan on us really making mad a lot of the people who live around us because we're going to treat it like a rock concert and have all sorts of music playing early in the morning to wake everybody up, obviously. But it's going to be as close to a live pep rally as we can get. But because of social distancing, I'm only going to make it for seniors because y'all deserve it. It's y'all's year. So it's going to be for seniors only. But we'll get to do the chant of A up. Help me out, cheerleader. A up 21, correct? Isn't that what it is? We'll do our class chants. We'll do some specific things like that. So we'll work on trying to get some school spirit going, trying to make it a little bit more rememberable, a little bit more normal as much as we can for you seniors, okay? So that's going to happen on the 25th. We also have some things we're going to give away to you guys as well, some surprises, so make sure you show up. You'll also earn points for this if you show up for our engagement initiative as well. So this is our graduate profile. You guys have seen this graduate profile probably 1,000 times throughout the course of these 3 years. It's been thrown at you every time you do a meeting, I'm sure. What I want to focus on today is this last piece at the bottom right-hand corner, responsible, engaged citizens. Just a few minutes ago, I asked you, I'm being very honest and being vulnerable here, we need your help. We need your help to establish a community here on the campus again. We need it. And the way we can do that is by you being responsible, engaged citizens. So how do we make sure you're engaged? What does that look like exactly? Well, here's what it looks like. A kiddo who's engaged on this campus, number one, knows how to problem solve and how to find the answers. That means they know where to go get the information. I get asked all the time, you're a principal at the biggest high school in the state of Texas. Don't kids, they're overlooked. They get lost in the crowd. No, they don't. Because you guys are resilient. You guys have figured out where to go to find the information. Whether it's through your campus life course or through Twitter or through all these different things, we push things out over and over and over to you at. So how do we get information? Let's talk through it. First, you got class meetings, happens once a semester. You have house meetings, it happens once a semester. You have the Student Life Canvas course, which you guys all know. We always put all sorts of modules, everything from safety trainings. That's how we talk to you about what the safety protocols will look like here, trying to get you an idea of what it looked like before you came to school. So we have all these things pushed out through Student Life. Naviance is a big thing for our College and Career Center, getting you guys ready for the financial aid and stuff like that that's going to occur or that you might need. How do we get you involved? This is the other thing we need your help with. The community, the reestablishment of the community. Well, you can be involved in a lot of things on campus. We have a lot of clubs. We still have 70 some odd clubs, but what we need to make sure we define is how can we make these clubs both in person and virtual? How can we make these things work? What can we do? And we're going to need your help with that. But we're going to encourage you yet again to get out there and become members of these clubs and organizations. Whether it's our PALs, our Wings, our Escadrille, the National Honor Society, or whether it's the Harry Potter Club or the Esports Club or all the other clubs that we have. We have something like 70 some odd different clubs, as well as 20 other different organizations on this campus. We have a lot of platforms and events that you guys can get involved with, whether it's Allen High School events like College and Career, athletics, fine arts, anything sponsored by AHS, like our talent show or our Tuffy Talks or all these other things. Again, all these events, we're going to encourage you to attend either in person or virtually, knowing that there's going to be limited seating, knowing that we're not going to overdo the rules or anything. We're going to make sure that we follow the rules. We're not going to go outside of what CDC says we can and can't do, keep everybody safe. But these things are going to be offered virtually, so you're going to have to learn how to do kind of both. First one's going to be College and Career, our college night. That happens next week, but it'll be 100% virtually. So we're going to encourage you guys to be a part of that stuff. Some other areas for student engagement are service. We've talked about service before. You guys have been here for a while. Service is a part of what we do here at Allen High School, whether it's in the community, state, or nation. We will look for that. We have the Eagle Award app. We push information out. Remember last year you used to use it to check in, right, for those events? Well, if you notice, we push everything that goes on the campus there. So that way you can see what's happening and you're reminded of it. We're going to continue to start pushing things out. We're starting to get ramped up because starting Tuesday, we have some of our first events occurring. We got volleyball on Tuesday. We got College and Career. We got scrimmages happening. We got all sorts of games and events and different things about to start taking off. And it's going to be pushed out through that app. So why get involved? Well, here's why. Number one, it's part of the graduate profile I just showed you. But number two, it's what colleges and employers look at right now. This is what's going to set you apart on that college application. If you're involved in more than just coming to school and sitting in the classes. And the last part, the most important one to me, is this. It's proven that if a kid is involved on this campus, and by involved we meaning they're informed, they can solve problems, they know where to find information, and they come to school for more than just class. They come because it's truly a community. Then those kids, they're successful in life. And that's what I ultimately want for everyone here. 10 years from now, I want to hear what you're doing. It's not about right now. It's about 10 years from now. I want to see what you guys are going to be doing. So we rolled this thing out last year, right? You remember the priority points for your priority scheduling? Well, as a part of a big initiative, it was about a 5-year plan, honestly. And what we're doing is we're continuing to take that next step because we need it more now than we ever have. We have to establish a sense of community. So how can we do it? We feel that we can do it by making sure you guys are engaged. We're going to award points based on student completion or attendance, whether in person or virtual. We will push these things out, both in person and virtual. Remember that. So the first thing, you can earn points for homecoming tickets. You all know that homecoming will sell out, especially if I'm only able to sell 400 student section tickets. I control who is able to purchase it. So if you've earned a certain number of points, when it's time for the homecoming game, you have the ability to purchase those tickets before they sell out. Fall exemptions for seniors. Y'all have always had the ability in fall to take those single semester exemption codes for those classes, some of those. As long as you're on a certain number of points, you'll have the ability still to do that. Priority scheduling, doesn't matter for you guys whatsoever. You never have to do that again. However, if you earn a certain number of points for engagement, we will give you an engagement cord. So you earn an additional cord for graduation. If you have a phone, take a picture of this. This is an important one. These are what the points are for. Most of y'all probably have the app already, so congratulations, you got 10 points right there. You scanned in here. If you scanned in, you got 15 points. Congratulations, you're now at what? 25 points already. If you came and you picked up their distribution already, you earned points there. We gave you points for that. So some of you are already sitting at 30 points right now. You're almost there. Class meetings, 15 points. House meetings, 15 points, one per semester. Modules through student life. The module that we gave you guys about our safety protocols, there were points added to that. There'll also be multiple modules pushed out all throughout the year that you'll earn points for if you complete them. For every one you complete, we'll give you 5 points. There's a Naviance assignment that we're going to give you as a senior. There's one specific one that we require you to do, which you'll earn 10 points for. It's a really big one. It's important. We want you to take care of it. Sign up for class reminds. How many of y'all got the remind about the class meeting today? Okay. Only a couple of y'all, about half of y'all raise your hand. Make sure that if you haven't signed up for reminds, you sign up for it, because I push a lot of information, especially in spring, out to seniors that way. Whether it's about graduation, whether it's about prom, whether it's about all those senior events that start kind of piling up on us in spring, tons of information gets pushed out to you that way. So make sure if you haven't signed up for it, please sign up for it. And of course, at the end, resolve all fines. You'll get 10 points for that. Additional opportunities. Be an upstanding member of a club or organization. 5 points, total of 10 for a max of 10 points if you wanted to. Attend Allen ISD endorsement night, 5 points for that. College and career, we have the college night next week. If you attend it virtually, because it will be virtual, log in through Canvas, attend it and click on that link and go to that virtual event. You'll earn points right there just sitting at your home in your pajamas on a screen watching the college and career event. Attend Allen High School events on Allen High School campus. So what that means is, I'm not telling you have to come to campus. We'll still send them virtually. What I'm saying is there are things like athletic events, fine art events, band concerts, our drill team stuff that we have going on, the winter festival they have going on, our Tuffy Talks, our talent shows, things like that. We'll have limited seating, as you can see, like this, but we'll also offer it virtually as well. So you guys can still be a part and try to build this community through both the in-person and virtual world as much as we possibly can. And the last one is completing service hours. We know that service hours are going to be hard, kind of a little bit more difficult this year than in the past. So we're going to give more points than we have before. We're going to give 1 point per hour for a max of 10 points there too. Points needed to earn these things. For homecoming tickets to the game, 30 points. For fall exemptions, for seniors only, it's 60 points. Priority scheduling, doesn't matter for y'all, 100 points. And then the engagement cord, 120 points total at the end. And we'll give you that additional cord whenever you walk the stage. Guys, I told you it's only going to take up about 20 minutes of your time. Hopefully that's all I've done. But hopefully I've driven home one thing. We need your help. Please help and continue to do what you're doing. You're doing a great job out there being leaders. We appreciate that. But help us build that sense of community back. Appreciate you taking the time, coming in here during your privilege period. If you haven't scanned, make sure that you have scanned. If you have questions, feel free to come up and ask me. Other than that, y'all have a great day. Thank y'all.